I've been flooded 3 times in my life. I know what it's like when your whole life has been turned upside down. When a disaster affects you personally, it's life-changing. After my experiences with flooding, my goal, my career goal, my primary reason for being a floodplain manager is that I want to make sure that what happened to me never happens to anybody else.
In Rhode Island, we've had numerous federal declared disaster declarations over the past couple of years, and my CFM has been integral into every single disaster declaration we've had, specifically the ones that were pertaining to flooding. And it really made a huge difference because as the subject matter expert on flooding, I was the person that they called.
Current job requires me to be a CFM, but honestly I realized before I even applied for this job that this was a credential I needed. And going through the CFM program really helped me find the material, find the network of professionals, and find the information that I needed to do a great job in protecting my community from flood hazards for the purposes of health, safety, and welfare.
I think having a CFM, behind my name matters all the time. And it matters when I get calls every day. I get, dozens of calls a week, and people have questions relating to everything from mapping to insurance. And when they call me with their questions and they have an issue, and it's a specific issue, I'm able to give them the best answer I can. And the only reason that I can do that is because I have a CFM behind my name.
The CFM program was started by the Association of State Floodplain Managers, or ASFPM, and it covers a wide range of topics. The nice thing about the CFM credential is it makes you continue your education. It requires you to, every 2 years, go out and get at least 16 credit hours. So as technology evolves, as business practices and best practices evolve, you're following those trends. You're finding them, you're discovering them, then you can take them back to your job and apply it, and that makes you more efficient as a floodplain manager and as a certified floodplain manager. When people come to me and they give me materials and they want me to look at materials, they want to make sure not only that they're giving me relevant work, but that I'm also giving them relevant feedback. So as a professional working in floodplain management, people need to be confident that what I'm sharing with them is true and accurate and is going to help them out. And when push comes to shove, in reality, the CFM credential gives me some credibility. It shows that I've followed some standards on a nationally recognized program, and I'm now applying those standards and that learning to the project that we're talking about. And in a profession like floodplain management or engineering or planning or even building code compliance and inspection, you've got to have that professional credibility, because if you're not credible, then folks aren't going to be able to trust you as an authority. And if you're not the authority in your material, then somebody else needs to come in and help them.
There's a lot of sense of belonging, and there's a really great feeling of community amongst CFMs. And I'm not just saying that because I am one, but I think in reality the networking and the sense of camaraderie amongst folks who do the same thing, you learn from them and they learn from you. And you can walk away from a conversation with something that you never knew before, but you're talking the same language. And so I think there's a real good opportunity, to learn from others and to just, be a better professional.
Anybody can become a certified floodplain manager. Really, the people I think that need to think seriously about becoming a CFM or getting that credential behind their experience are engineers, planners, hydrologists, building code officials, especially those who have to do code compliance, people who work in private industry and people who work in public. And it's really the private industry, I think, where most folks struggle to see the value. As somebody who's worked half of his career in private industry, I can't tell you how strongly I feel that most people who are in the consulting business, whether they're planners, whether they're engineers, whether they're architects or another professional, they're really the ones who need to consider becoming a CFM, because the background and the resources that go with the credential are invaluable to their daily business.
It's one of those things where you start something and you don't really realize the benefits of it until you're really submerged into it. And so once I was immersed, I was hooked.
It's really one of the most relevant and one of the most applicable certifications to our industry, my industry specifically as an engineer, that is available out there.
As a professional, it helped me grow, and it helped me love the profession even more than I already did.
Honestly, I believe the CFM was more important to me than my professional engineering license, because it's opened so many doors to me and it's given me so many more skills than that professional engineering license did by itself.